Right. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thursday morning yoga therapy, our fundraiser class for the Lytton First Nation. Today, we're just going to work on the whole body. I have some requests for the knees, so we'll also put this there. And I know one of you likes to work with shoulders, so I'll bring that in, neck and shoulders. So knees and neck and shoulders should be interesting. Let's just start with Yogena Chitasya. You can listen or join if you know it. This is the invocation to Patanjali. Yogena Chitasya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Javajakena Yopagarotam Pravaram Munena Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakrasitharinam Sahasrashirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Srimate Anantaya Nagarajaya Namo Namaha Namo Namaha Namo Namaha. And to Dhanvantri, the god of Ayurveda, one of the forms of Vishnu. This is to remove toxins from the body-mind, ama, from the three lokas, the three aspects of our being, from the mind, the body, and subtle body. From a yoga perspective, all these parts of us getting cleaned of their toxins. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantare Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashaya Trilokanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantare Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinashaya Trilokanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha, 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 Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. And that's how my teachers in India start the asana classes with these two chants. This is connecting us to Chennai, India, where this yoga is taught and carried on through the lineages of the yogis, from Krishnamacharya, Desikachar, to my teachers, the Sridhars, and to us. Inhale, arms coming up at the sides. Exhale, arms coming down by the sides, bend the knees. Inhale, arms coming up front. Exhale, arms coming down front. Just keep this going your own timing. Just finishing up, we're going to take it to the side. When you're ready, inhale, arms up. And exhale, coming to your left. You can bend that top arm or keep it straight. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, other side. Just going side to side, your own timing. So you can play with that top arm. You can bend it more or less. You can stick the opposite hip out to get more into the lower back. And your gaze can be front or down or even up. Just play with the effects of that on your mind and emotions, as well as your physical body. That pendulating movement side to side. Just warming up, especially here on the West Coast for those of you joining. It's cold, hopefully in Newfoundland it's a little warmer. Being midday, just finishing up your last round. Finding your samasthiti, even standing pose. Just checking in where you are today. Placing your hands on your heart, maybe one on your belly. These two seeds of prana. These two wells of awareness in the body. Dropping the head, that hub we all often think of as our awareness, into the heart, into the belly. Focus on the breath, moving, inhale, chest to belly, exhale, belly to chest. And if it helps you, you can put your hands on your sides and your rib cage to help get more into the sides. Just try to lengthen the breath. Pausing between inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, we're going to move to a warrior sequence. Coming to the back of your mat. Bringing your left foot forward, right foot turned out, arms to the side. Make sure you've got room to do that. Inhale, arms at the sides. Drawing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, forward bend to your place. Just that, in and out with the breath. Slowing it down if you can. You can add holds after inhale or exhale if you're feeling a little low in energy. You can do a hold after inhale. If you're feeling anxious or ungrounded, you can hold after exhale. You can do both as well. Just adding those pauses. And you finished around 6, moving to the other side. Your own time. Doesn't have to be with me. This is your all experience, so you know what you're doing. This is strengthening that front knee, stretching that back hip. And we're obviously getting into neck and shoulders with this variation of the pose with the arms at the sides. You can have those holds after inhale, holds after exhale, just a reminder. During the hold after inhale, try to draw the belly and the rib cage in. And just finishing up your last round. When you feel complete, you can do a bit more if you like. And coming back to your samasthiti. Back your mat. Bring your left foot forward. Inhale, we're going to do classical warrior 1. Now the palms can be facing each other or the palms can be towards your front. Exhale, you're going to twist to your right. Inhale, warrior 1. And you might want to straighten your leg during that inhale just to give a change to the knee, and exhale. See if you can twist the other way a little bit or a lot. Now you might want to do this with your back leg more parallel so you can twist a bit more. And to do that, you might want to have that heel at the wall. So I'm going to show that for myself. My back heel at the wall, just to give a little bit more stability. So this is for neck and shoulders. Your easy side, and then your hard side, the other side. I've got a ledge that I'm touching behind me. You can also touch a wall behind you to help. You can stay in warrior the whole time, or you can bend and straighten. Straighten, inhale, bend, exhale. And then you can stay if you want on one side and breathe a little bit. Doing around 4 breaths, stay. And then going to the other side. And again, you might want to adjust that back foot. You can even bring the heel off the ground. I'm going to show that now in the stay. Taking my heel off the ground. And I've got my heel actually at the wall for support, but you don't have to do that. Now in this movement, you could add some arm movement. So inhale, opening front, exhale, looking behind. So adding some variations here. You can play with. Getting into the neck and shoulders in a way that can't do with all students that you guys, I think, can handle this. You can always bend that back knee as well as you do that exhale. So lots of things to play with. And after doing around 4, you're going to switch sides. It's pretty challenging. The other side. So again, that back foot, if you want, you can make it a bit more parallel and you can have it at the wall for more support. That will help you twist to the hard side, perhaps. Inhale, arms to your warrior 1, finding your place, palms forward or towards each other. Inhale. Exhale, twisting to your easy side, to your left. Inhale, warrior one. Again, that leg could straighten here or keep bent, and exhale to the other side. And just notice any changes between the sides. So this is my hard side. It's like, oh, that's really different. Just twisting to where you can. This exercise is also from Chennai. We learned this at the KYM back in November 2001. Doing around 4 to 6 rounds until you feel complete. If it's comfortable, your next round you can stay on one side. You can just stay there like this, or you could add some movement. Inhale, opening, exhale, twisting, for example. So I call this a dynamic stay when you're in a pose and you add some movement to help you with the breath and also attention, and also the body, for that matter. I'm holding onto a wall behind me. That's quite helpful. And then going to the other side. When you go to the other side, you might want to take that back heel off the ground to allow yourself to twist a bit more. Again, the same thing. And exhale, twist back. And inhale, open front. You can bend that back knee as you exhale back. When we twist, it's much harder to breathe. So if your breath seems a bit shallow, don't worry, that's normal. Just do your best, especially this side. You know, breathing anatomy's been being compressed a bit. Having done 4 to 6 of those, coming out of it, maybe step forward, coming to your samastiti. Notice how you feel. So counter, we're going to do Utkatasana, Ardha Utkatasana. Inhale, arms at the sides. Exhale, bending the knees and imagining that imaginary tree. I invite you to do a land acknowledgement at this point for the land that you are on and the indigenous peoples of that land that you're on. Imagine a tree that you would find just outside of where you are situated right now. And you can actually do this later outside if you like. If you hug that tree, you can really sit down into your squat. And making this a personal prayer, invocation to the land and its peoples. And this is working neck, shoulders, and knees physically. Strengthens the muscles around the knees. It's also very good for stabilizing the hips. So this is, I created this first for my own hips to, I had some persistent hip pain. I had to figure it out. And one of the things was learning about squats, how powerful they were for balancing the hips and the gait when we walk. So just notice how you feel. Hopefully you're feeling both feet now. Lifting those toes up as you inhale, exhale, release them down. Inhale, lift the toes up. Create that arch in the foot. Spread those toes. Exhale, release them down. Just do that a few more times. Inhale up. Notice how you'll tip back as you do that. Exhale, release. It strengthens those feet. Inhale up. Exhale, release. This also is a great resource for feeling ungrounded. In our nervous system, there's a lot of information that moves from where our feet are in space and where our hands are in space. And in yoga, we use these in the poses to create certain experiences. Allows us to embody, get out of our heads so we can feel who we really are. We're going to do our balance, our leg balances now. So inhale, coming up onto the toes and arms at the sides. And exhale, coming down. And when you come down, you can lift your toes and bring your weight back to your heels, just something different. Inhale, coming up onto those toes. And exhale, coming down, lifting the toes up and coming back to the heels. Now, I invite you to add niyasam to this in any way that you like. So I'm going to come to the camera just to remind you. Inhale, thumb up the finger, exhale, finger down the thumb, flick. And you do that for each finger. If that's too much, you can just touch the ends of the fingers. And again, this is using the hands as a resource to get out of our heads into our bodies and connect it with that well of awareness deep in our hearts. So one round is 4 times. You also put a block between the legs, of course. You can put a belt on the ankles. You could do this with your back against the wall. You could do this holding onto a wall or a chair. You guys don't need that. Chin in at the top of the inhale, Jalandhara Bandha. You're welcome to suspend the breath after the inhale, hold after inhale to add more energy, more prana. So I find this time of year, November is the hardest for me and many of my students emotionally. It's just kind of dark and it's not a very cheerful month. So that hold after inhale can be really helpful just to lift the energy a bit. If you're feeling a bit tamasic or down in your energy. And just finishing up when you're ready. Should bring a bit of heat into the body. And just going with some more balances. Inhale, arms to the side, coming up. Exhale, reaching to your left and bringing your right leg out. And then perhaps coming into more of a star shape. Inhale, center. I created this for working with the hips. Again, side to side. It's also wonderful for the neck and shoulders and strengthening for those legs. So it's a full body pose. This also works the core. I learned from our anatomy teacher that every time we do these movements, side, front, away from the center, we're actually really working our core strength. So this is how yogis do sit-ups. Mentally, working with the balance poses is very vata reducing. Season of vata, the fall, dryness, instability, lots of wind and light elements. It's going to be very settling, very grounding. Pendulating movements side to side. Okay. Exhale, release. We're going to go into Trikonasana triangle. Doing well for time. If you have a block available or a chair, we are going to try a balance with this. So if you know you need a prop for that, just get it ready, either a chair or I've got these blocks. My niece is on today. I should send her some for Christmas. If she doesn't have any, I'll find out. Okay, so all right. So turning your left foot out and your right foot slightly in. So the half moon balance is actually classically considered a variation of Trikonasana, Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, arms coming up, exhale, coming to the side. We're just going to go up and down. Hopefully I've prepared you well for this. Inhale up, exhale side. Just keep that going in your own timing. You can always bend that knee that you're moving towards if you feel any hyperextension in there. So if your kneecap kind of feels a little wonky when you go into the pose, just add a micro bend and that will add some stability to that joint. You can always have a block that you bring your hand towards as well. Now, if it's comfortable, we're going to stay here. And again, I invite you to use the block. We're going to just start by working with the neck and shoulders. So you're going to exhale, bring your arm down as you exhale. Inhale, bring it up, look to the front or up to the sky. You can bring it back even. Exhale, release down. You can even bring it through the leg. You can even bend that knee. Inhale up. So I haven't done this in a zillion years, but this is one for neck and shoulders for one of you in the room today. Actually, these two of you, I think, will like this. And if it's comfortable after round 4 of those, you can stay in the pose. It's not, just keep some movement going in that arm. For example, you could inhale, extend the arm long, exhale, bring it back, look down, so you can add those micro movements. And also do this, inhale, extend, exhale down. All those possibilities for the arm. When you've had enough of that, you're going to go into your balance. So block, you put it in your hand, come forward to your place. A few feet in front of you, little toe side, and see whether you can balance here. Could have that back foot at the wall. Try to pull in at the gut. Looking down is definitely easier than looking up. I'm trying to look straight ahead today. Try to extend that top arm up. This is a challenging pose. Hopefully you prep for it well when you're ready. Coming out. Try to land gracefully and come to the other side, or not so gracefully, and going to the other side. All right, so that's just for fun. Also, this time of year, there's a lot of the environment's a bit heavy. I try to up the fun in my life as much as possible because you gotta have some fun. Inhale. Arms coming up. This is a bit more playful. Exhale, going into your Utthita Trikonasana. Just finding all those triangles. Inhale up, exhale down. Of course, that back arm can be bent. It's just a reminder of that for the shoulder, if that feels better. Draw that belly in as you exhale. Do this around 6 times. Just enjoying that pendulating movement side to side. one side and then up rather. Dry pranayama constricting the throat. And then we're going to stay in the pose. We can play with this variation or another. Exhale, release. I'm bending that knee just for the knee stuck in the room. Inhale, opening and looking up or forward. Exhale, release. You can even bring the hand through the leg. Inhale, bringing it up. So this is a variation I've just been playing with. Sure, other yoga teachers have also discovered this movement of this pose. It's also nice for that back hip. You might be able to feel that. Moving it around 4 to 6 times. Before you stay in the pose, you definitely could use that block that you have. Just stay like this, or having some more micro movement. Inhale, extend the arm long. Exhale, bring it up and back. Inhale, extend. You can always bend that knee. Exhale, or you can bring it down in front of you here, and then inhale, round it up. Exhale, down. And when you're ready, moving into your balanced version of the pose. So you have that block in your hand. You can use your hand to the floor. For those of you who can do that. Have the block about 3 feet in front of you, little toe side. You can adjust where that block is, so that's usually easier. That back leg in line with your hip, it could be at a wall for more support. That top arm coming up to your place, and see how it goes. I'm going to show, this is my hard side, I'm going to show with my back foot at the wall how that gives me more support. Why not? Teachable moment. But yeah, that gives me a lot more support. And when you've had enough, you can come out of this pose. So that hand could be at the floor like that. Okay, so let's come out of that. Do you guys all have a wall available? Looks like you do. Give me a thumbs up if you have a wall available. You all have a wall available? Yeah. Let's try that balance one more time using the wall, because I saw one of you trying to do that. Let's just play with that. Why not? So on the first side of it, the left foot forward and the right foot at the wall. How you would set this up is you just start in sort of a prāṇāyāma pose. Have your block in your left hand, place your foot at the wall, put your spacing. That's probably the most challenging part. How far away do I need to be? The foot could be out the wall, just the toes as well. And then just seeing where you're at, and then you gradually turn your back foot out. So your toes turn out as you start to come up. So my toes are facing you, and then using maybe your screen as a mirror, you can see if you're aligned. So it gives you a lot more stability. You can feel that. And again, you might feel you can release that block under your hand and put your hand on the ground. And let's change sides. Okay. So back foot at the wall, right foot in front. block in your right hand. You're in a Parshva Uttanasana kind of position, coming forward, block about 3 feet in front. Seeing if you're in the right place with your wall. And then gradually turn that foot at the wall, turn it out. Opening up the hip. Top hand, the left hand can be on the lower back. It's a variation. So you're not twisting. This is not the twisted version, it's the open version. There you go. Just see how it goes. And when you've had enough, release it. So you could, eventually play with that kind of thing. Okay, release that. Let's do a forward bend. Whew. Hopefully you're warm. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, forward bend. Let's do an Om. Inhale up. 2 more Oms. Next 3, Om Namo. Om Namo. Do this in your own timing or with me. Inhale up, exhale, chant. Om Namo. Om Namo. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to do our side bend to get more into the hips and neck and shoulders. So I'm going to come towards the wall. So you guys have a wall today. Bringing the left foot over the right, the left hand to the wall, and coming to the side, stretching the right side of the body. You could always experiment with crossing the other leg, but I prefer the side that I'm stretching to. That's the leg I cross. And then sticking that right hip out. Now you can play with it like this. Inhale up, exhale, stretch side. It's too intense. We have warmed up a lot today, so I'm feeling pretty good. The wall helps you align those shoulders. When you're ready, coming out, going to the other side. So don't worry, you can have your back to me, I don't mind. You don't have 2 walls pretty close. So opposite leg crossed over, that right leg crossed over the left, stretching that left side, sticking the left hip out. And inhale, come up. Exhale, go into it. Or just stay. And coming out of it. Come to the top of your mat. And gradually come down to the ground with a bit of vinyasa. Facing east if that works in the space you're in. Inhale, arms coming up. Visualizing that radiant sun. Exhale, bowing to the earth. So we're just going to do 2 sun salutations where we head to the ground. Inhale, left leg back. You can keep up on the leg. I'm going to show this variation, arms to the side. We did a lot of preparation for this today. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here for a few breaths, get into those calves, which we haven't gone into today too much. Some stretching, we warm them up. All those balances. Inhale, upward facing dog or lifted cat, your choice. Exhale, child's pose. A moment of gratitude. Something you're grateful for today. When you're ready, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And stay here for a few breaths. If you can lift that left leg up to the sky, as you inhale. Exhale, bring it through into your lunge. Inhale, arms coming up, that back knee can be down as well, showing this variation today. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, coming up, if you like this variation, holding opposite elbows coming up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Visualizing that sun shining out of the heart. Moving to the right side, inhale, tracing that radiance around the hub of the sun, light at the heart. Exhale, bowing the head to the heart, to the earth. Inhale, right foot back, bringing the arms up. Exhale, downward facing dog, staying here for a few breaths. When you're ready, inhale, upward facing dog or Shantalavakasana, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Vajrasana, downward faced diamond. Take a moment of gratitude. As I've often said, this is in India, this is how women do their sun salutation in this position. I'm just gonna stay here. And move on to our backs. When you're ready, Tadaka Mudra, inhale, arms up. Exhale, one arm coming down, turn your head to that side. Inhale, arms up, head center, chin in. Exhale, other side. Just keep this going side to side. Pause after inhale or after exhale for a little longer. This one I'm doing a pause after exhale to increase the stretch. After repeating 3 to 4 rounds, maybe staying on one side and breathing, or keep it moving side to side. And you want to play with having your palms up with your lower arm, back of the head towards the top arm, so that you have a nice alignment from the top of your head to the base of your spine. As you exhale, turn the head. Inhale, release. Top arm, you can fan out a bit. When you're ready, untwisting the head. Inhale, arms up. If that works, exhale, other side. You ready? Inhale, center. Exhale, arms down. Staka Mudra for breath retention. Inhale, arms up. If you can, interlock those fingers, classical pose. You can adjust those arms if this does not work for you. For example, hands on top of the head, or just release your arms. Exhale, pulling up from the pelvic floor up to the belly button. Pull the stomach up. Draw the chin in. I'm doing a little exhale as I do each of those bandha locks. Now hold after exhale. Inhale, release. Inhale into, excuse me, the chest and then the belly. And it does help clear those lungs. Exhale, pelvic floor. Lower belly. Belly button in. Draw the belly in and up. Bring the chin in. Fold the bandhas. And release the stomach slightly
And then inhale into the chest, then into the belly. One more time, exhale, pelvic floor. Lower belly. Belly button in. Draw everything in and up. Uddiyana Bandha. Chin lock, Jalandhara Bandha. Hold after exhale. Release the stomach, then inhale into the chest, belly. Exhale, release. When you're ready, bridge pose. Bending those knees, you're welcome to put a block between your legs or pillow. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, stay. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, come down, leave your arms there and stretch your hands away from you. At the end of the exhale, bring the arms down. Do that again. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, squeeze that block. Feel the knees strengthen in the inner legs. Inhale, lifting higher, getting into those neck and shoulders. Tuck the chin in, lift the hips up. Exhale, roll down from the upper back, middle back, lower back as you stretch the hands away. Stretching through the side bodies at the end of the exhale, bring the hands down. 2 more times, inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, stay, squeeze the block. Inhale, lift higher, bring the arms up. Chin in. Gradually roll down, leaving the arms up, stretch them away. And the exhale, bringing the arms down. Last time. Inhale, lift the hips. This is for strengthening the lower back and the hips and the legs. Exhale, squeeze that block. Inhale, lift higher, arms coming up. Exhale, gradually roll down. Bring the arms down, release the block or keep it. You're going to stay into the Padapidam bridge. Your own version, whatever arms you want, arms side, for example, cactus. And hold the hands underneath, interlock them. And I invite you as you inhale, lift up onto those toes, bring the heels up, lift the hips higher. Try to keep that height as you exhale, squeeze that block in. This works for you, keep this going. Or you can do the first version of the pose, moving in and out of it. Strengthening the lower back, the hips, the legs, the knees, opening the chest, opening those shoulders. Just be careful if you have a shoulder injury, do adjust the arms to comfort. Lifting the toes, the heels rather, just helps us get deeper into the hips, lower back, which tend to sink. And we don't activate those glutes. When you're ready, release. And let's knees into the chest. Now legs up to the sky, arms overhead. Exhale, touching those toes down to where you can in front of you. The end of the exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Inhale, legs up, arms up. Exhale, bringing those legs down. Now you could keep the legs straight if you want. And at the end of the exhale, draw the knees in, or you can touch those toes down. Inhale up. Urdhva Padasana, variation for the core. You might find it easier as you bring those legs down to leave the arms up for some counterbalance. We finish just hugging the knees into the chest. Resting here. If you like, as you exhale, bring the head up. Hold after exhale. Tuck the chin in. Be careful of this if you've got neck shoulder injuries. This is for the thyroid and also for strengthening the neck flexors. This also increases the apana effect. You're contracting the apana area in the lower belly and the udana area in the neck. And then we notice the relaxation that comes from that. When you're ready, release. Just rest for a moment before coming to seated position. Do some Shirshasana. Starting your left leg out, your right leg in. Taking any prop when you need to. Put blocks or whatever under the hips. Inhale under the hips and under the knees. So your hip is up. Inhale, arms to the sides. Exhale, coming forward to your place. Just see where you're at today. And if you have any strain in that knee, do use a block or something. You can also put a face cloth in that joint. Just a reminder of that to create some space for that knee. So the one of you's got some knee stuff going on, so just be careful in this position, not to strain. And when you feel ready, which you might pretty soon, because we're pretty warm, I hope, just stay in the pose. And breathe, or you can keep it moving up and down. Now, when you stay in the pose, you can use block or bolster under the forehead, help you get to that knee. Or you might be there. Now, this pose, I like to stretch to my little toe side to get into that right hip. That QL area. That's a variation you can play with. And then that actually helps me get into the full pose. So I know one of you, at least one of you, maybe two of you have scoliosis. That might be helpful on both sides or one side. When you're ready, going to the other side. This is a series I do to prepare for seated pranayama. In my own practice, there are other ways to do that, but this is what I do. Inhale, arms to the sides. And exhale, forward fold, just keeping this going up and down. One side is very different from the other. Again, keeping that foot pressed into the thigh. And again, you could have even a face cloth under that joint, under the ankle joint, or block there. Just be careful of that for the knees. If you're doing around 3 times, you can stay 3 to 4 times, or you can keep it moving. Go to that little toe side if you want to get into that left hip. When you're ready, coming out of it, going into your Baddha Konasana. Again, you might want those blocks under the knees or the hips to help keep you more even. You can also use a bolster or a pillow in the center here to come forward to. Whatever variation helps you get into the pose. Just feel that stretch in the lower back and the hips. And you're complete coming out of it. And sitting in your Sukhasana, or whatever cross-legged position or other position you prefer. You can also, of course, sit in a chair or on a stool. So no need to sit on the floor. Often in India, after about age 50, yogis these days are moved to a stool. So you sit on the floor if it's not comfortable for your body. So pranayama. I'm going to do pratiloma ujjayi pranayama. Inhale both nostrils, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale both. Inhale both nostrils, ujjayi, constricting the throat. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale both. So it looks like an M. So inhale both. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale both ujjayi. Inhale ujjayi both. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale both. So just start when you're ready. And add holds after inhale or exhale. According to comfort. Hold after inhale is more
up regulating, hold after exhale, or down regulating. Brahmana Langana. Do about 6 rounds. I invite you to change hands as you go side to side, if that feels right for you. Finishing your last round. Gayatri mantra, that radiant sun. You're all made of stardust from the sun. Vedas, that sun represents our deep well of awareness, deep in our hearts, endless brilliance. Suvaha Maha
Om Tapa Ogum Satyam Om Tatsaviturvareniyam Om Bhuvaha Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Ogum Suvaha Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Tatsaviturvareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Om Bhuvaha Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Ogum Suvaha Tatsaviturvareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Bhuvasuvaha Tatsaviturvareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Tatsaviturvareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Tatsaviturvareniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Om Apojyotirasyo Amritam Brahma Bhurabhuvasuvaro Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.
Namaste. Namaskaram.